and there's nothing I can do. Once you enter a level of consciousness where you realize that's not who you are, that's what you're experiencing, then the control system is in real trouble, and they know this. So what they're doing, and this is why the jewel in their crown, if you like, of this agenda is the microchip. Because one of the things that's become very clear to me over the last few years is that the human body is a biological computer, which up to a point, when I say biological, unlike a desktop computer, it has the ability to assess information and think for itself up to a point. For instance, this is what the immune system's doing. It's looking at information and it's assessing how to react. I mean, we're not sitting here saying, immune system got a problem, left knee. You know, it's doing it without us being aware of it, because it has the ability to think, because it's a biological computer. And if you look at the way, and this is one of the things I'll do on Saturdays, go through all the different boxes of a computer and show that it mirrors, of course the body's far more sophisticated, but it mirrors the computer system. Because of that, the human body is programmable. And the control of humanity is the control of the perception of humanity about the world and self. And what we're being bombarded with from cradle to grave is verbal programming through the education system and the media, which is telling us constantly, 24/7, and at school every day, what our perception of reality should be. What is possible and impossible, good and bad, right and wrong, how things should be done, what happened in history, written by the winners, and all that stuff. And the body computer system is being destabilized through electromagnetic and chemical means, through food additives and water and drink additives, because the human body is an electrochemical organism. And if you destabilize that electrochemical balance, then you, in effect, put a virus in the computer. And if you have a virus in your computer, what does it do? It doesn't work right. It doesn't decode information as it should to optimum potential. And basically, it dumbs you down. And that's part of it as well. And so the other thing that compresses and suppresses people on this computer level is fear. Because fear, so we're talking about a system, like I said, where you've got vibrational information decoded by the 5 senses into electrical information, which is decoded by the brain into this holographic illusion. So if you can affect the vibrational level, then through that system you affect everything else. And so fear is a very dense vibration. It's a slow vibration. You know, when you're in fear or you're tense and you think, feel so heavy today, because your energy is vibrating slower and becoming denser. And then what do we say when we feel joy and happy? We say, well, I feel so light, because the energy is vibrating quicker. So the system's set up to keep us in this state of fear, anxiety, stress, frustration, because that brings us down into a density. And that density of vibration goes through the electrical level into the brain, and it manifests a perception of reality, which is a mirror of the vibrational state where it all started out. So through all these ways, they are programming our sense of perception, destabilizing our ability to sharply decode reality as we have the potential to do. And in doing so, keep people in a box, a vibrational box, where they live their lives with a sense of powerlessness, of I can't, and therefore I have to look to other people to tell me what I should believe, and I should let other people run my life and run the world, because I obviously don't have the power to do it. It's a massive mind game. Because when you're the few and you want to control the many, you can't do it physically. It's not enough of you. You have to do it by programming people to see the world that suits you in a way that suits you, and therefore behave in a way that suits you. And then the few can control the many.
In a way that programming works against you, I guess. I've shown your lectures to a lot of people, your books to a lot of people, and the general reaction is, he scares me, or what he says scares me, or what can I do, or like the same feeling of powerlessness. Would you suggest people who respond to what you're saying how to work with it? You use the comb in the mirror?
Well, let me say this, that, you know, unlike the vast majority of people that put this conspiracy information out there, I don't just put the 5 cents level of it out and say it's all terrible. And as you'll see in the event on Saturday, it's a cycle, and the cycle ends on a very positive note. I mean, we are infinite consciousness having an experience, right? What is there to be frightened of? It's just an experience, and we can change it so the experience becomes nice rather than not very nice. But it's still an experience, and whatever the experience, we're still infinite consciousness. All that is, has been, and ever will be. And when we withdraw, not even withdraw, really, it's just like a lens. When we withdraw symbolically from the body, then we become aware again of the true magnitude of what we are. So I emphasize, and you'll see this on Saturday, half the time of the 7 hours odd is about the nature of reality and the infinite nature of who we are. The other half is about what's happening in the world. Now, people can see a situation and see information, and then they have a choice how they're going to react to it. So let me put it this way. If at the moment I was looking beyond your shoulder and I could see a tornado coming towards you, what do I do? Do I say, well, I ain't going to tell him because I don't want to frighten him, right? Or am I going to say, if I tell him, he can take avoiding action. He'll be frightened when he first realizes there's a bloody tornado coming, but I've given him power because now he can say, okay, it's coming that way, I'm going that way, and bloody fast. If I don't tell you, then you're whipped up into the air, and you're bloody frightened then. In fact, you're bloody terrified.
I'm bloody dead.
Right, yeah. So what do you do? I mean, when people say, oh, but it's frightening, yes, well, deal with it then. Because getting the information out there for vast numbers of people to simultaneously see it and therefore have the power of numbers to do something about it, okay, people will be, oh my God, you know, what's happening? Oh God, it's terrible. Yes. But is that worse than saying nothing, doing something, and then one day, knock, knock, knock. Oh, that's the door, darling. I wonder who's there. Who's going to help you then? Would you come this way, madam? Would you come this way, sir? We have a van for you. Are you going to be, oh, I'm so happy. I'm glad that man didn't frighten me now. Right? We need to be adults about this. We need to face it. The reason we got in this mess is people did not want to face the fact that things were happening in the world that they really would rather believe were not happening. So what do? They go into cognitive dissonance, as it's called. For people who haven't come across that, this is the great control mechanism of humankind. Cognitive dissonance is when your belief, or what you like to be the case, is at odds with the information or the experiences you're having that are telling a very different story. What this creates, cognitive dissonance, is an unease, a vibrational unease, a dissonance, because you can't sync the two things. Now, there's two